Hello, good morning. Hello, everybody. So just a couple of minutes for everybody to join in. A couple of seconds, I hope. Hey, hello. Okay, Yulia's here. That's great. I'm just gonna say a couple of words about this week, and we'll start together. All right, or we can do it together right now. Just give me a sec. Okay. All right. Oh. Waiting for connection.
Hi.
Hey, hello.
How are ya?
I'm okay. Actually, today I woke up at 7 in the morning. So
Woo!
like,
Me too. I don't know. Maybe there's something about the weather.
maybe, or morning live. One of those, definitely. How are you?
Great, thank you.
Super.
So, what are the plans for the week?
Yeah. So I'm just gonna say a couple of words about this whole week, okay? And then so you can, relax for a second and just smile. Good morning, everybody. This is week, I forgot the number, of course, many weeks of lives. So today's live number 20, and it means that's the fourth week, I guess. Yeah.
Fourth? Isn't it the third? Yeah, it's fourth. Yeah, should be fourth.
Week and of my live video challenge. And this video challenge, it's just a series of videos every work day at 9:30 Moscow time. I go live to speak about something related to teachers and teaching. It started with me wanting to share what I've learned from running Teachers Teach Teachers for a year, but they basically became like kind of a dialogue with everybody who joins in. So this week, I'm going to invite different colleagues, and you can see one of the colleagues here already. Hi, good morning, Olga, to speak about our teaching principles, because I think it's an important thing to share, how our views and principles change over time. Yeah, because otherwise you might be feeling like, oh, okay, so I used to do this, but now I'm doing this. Am I right or wrong? Or maybe some teachers just teach the way they teach and they've been doing it for ages and nothing changes. Am I doing all right? So I believe when you study a lot, when you study, like, full stop, your teaching principles are bound to change. It's because there's always something new you're learning, and you have to question yourself why I do this way and not the other way. So this is what we're talking about this week. So thank you, Yulia, for joining me, my first Monday guest. So this week is a little bit different in terms of, like, last week, of all the previous weeks I had some routine, but they also say that changing your routines is a very good way to learn. So you see, we're learning and changing even today. So could you please, like, tell a couple of words, like, who you are as a teacher, maybe what is your teaching experience, and how did you become a teacher? So just people learn.
Okay, question about like who you are as a teacher is kind of, I'm going to enter existential crisis at this point if I ask myself. No, technically, just like to be honest, I became teacher 5 years ago after graduating from a law school. Oh, to be
everybody does it.
Yeah, everybody does it. Like, screw being a lawyer, just become a teacher. Now, this is the thing that I actually wanted to be always. Not always, maybe since I was 12 or 11. So I just decided to try it. And somehow I turned up here. 5 years later, I'm a co-owner of a language school. I teach, I give loads of lessons, and I'm a part of TTT community. Thank you, Anita.
Thank you for joining us and for being a moderator. I really 5 years that even, like, I have 7. So, like, I feel like a very experienced teacher compared to you now. So what kind of, like, so you're a lawyer, yeah, but so we all know that you're a lawyer, which is maybe a very good thing when you run a language school anyway. Do you have any teaching qualifications or training, or
I visited numerous seminars, webinars, and so on, because again, as not a professional, due to like a diploma, according to my diploma, I'm not a professional teacher. I have this imposter syndrome constantly. So the one thing I have, I cannot stop teaching, I cannot stop learning, because this is the thing, like you understand, you realize that you're not good enough and you have to improve your skills. So I passed all TKTs, all existing 5 TKTs. I was aiming for CELTA this year, but then I realized that it's kind of impossible, like having the first year of your own business.
No, it's not.
And doing CELTA. And I think maybe that was a good decision because of the coronavirus situation, because I couldn't have coped with all of that. And so I still intend to do CELTA, and I plan on doing Delta, where they have the CAM, yeah.
CAM, I think.
Yeah, just like certificate in advanced methodology and so on. So I do intend to study furthermore. I tried to enter Moscow State Pedagogical University. I haven't studied there for 2 years, but that's not my thing, I'd say.
So why 2 years? Because it took me, the famous Переподготовка.
No. I didn't. It's just because I couldn't, like, Переподготовка that they have. I think it's somewhere, like, I don't remember. It could not. It just didn't coincide with my working schedule. So I had to earn some money still. So I decided, okay, I'm going to, become a bachelor of pedagogical studies, and then I just figured out that even that I did not become. I'm not a lawyer now, yeah? I didn't want to follow this path. But my Moscow State Academy of Law is like one love. I still love it, remember it, just because of how structured our sessions were and so on. And that was a downgrade from my point of view when I entered Moscow State Pedagogical University. No shame, no tea. Just for my personal opinion, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, it's maybe very different from that experience. I see. So, okay, fine. It's very interesting experience. Yeah. So it's like and I guess in teaching as well. So, what is 5 years, and how do we compare? Is 5 years? Is it a lot or a little? in terms of is it? I don't remember whose phrase is this. Yeah. So some teachers maybe have 40 years of experience, but they actually they do the same year every year. Yeah, so it's 40 times the same year. Yeah, or it can be 5 years of a lot of training. Because like all five TKTs. I remember the time when they had only 3 TKTs.
They have 3 modules.
Yeah.
And then they have like 2 extra modules. TKT Young Learners. I started with it because I worked primarily with young learners. And there is TKT CLIL, which like I was really interested in content and language integrated learning, so I was just like, yes, I'm going to study on my own and pass this TKT. Oh, that was cool.
All right, I see. So we're 2 not teachers, right? Basically speaking about teaching today. Our first qualification. So if there are any not teachers like us, please say hello in comments. And I think it's a rather common path for teachers, I guess, to come from other backgrounds. And
yeah, I think I know loads of teachers, but most teachers, they come of somehow close to teaching part like psychology, or maybe they are translators, or maybe they study philology or something like this, or linguistics, and I think it's still somehow there is some kind of stigma on those teachers who are not primarily teachers, or who don't have this exact degree, or at least I saw some of that shaming.
Or maybe it's your internal, critic, or could that be that?
maybe, maybe I'm just, I'm very sensitive to this stuff. You've mentioned previously that's like how can we compare those years of teaching that we have, like whether we're doing the same year or not. I think it's very difficult to compare. Like someone says, like I have 11 years of experience, and someone else has 11 years of experience, but they may be completely like two different kinds of experience, because it also depends on your workload. It's like you can be teaching.
Sorry, in time you have to reflect on it. Yeah, so.
Yeah. Just like, and you also need to fully understand like what you're doing, not just like, okay, we're doing pages 1 to 3. But it's just like, we're doing this, I'm developing that, and I think everything changed over time. Like, I'm not the same person I was 1 year ago, definitely. I'm not the same teacher I was 1 year ago.
All right, so this is actually what we're talking about this week. So yeah, can you share maybe some things that you used to do? Like, for example, you can describe yourself as a teacher 1 year ago and describe yourself now, or focus on, I don't know, specific things that you stopped doing or actually started doing, but you used to think they were wrong.
Ooh, I think it's just like, if we start from the very beginning, like when I became teacher without training, like I was just given, come on, here is the group, work with it. How? Of course, the thing that I used, that was my experience of learning a language. And I had plenty of it. Like my godmother is a teacher and she was my tutor of English. We traveled a lot to English-speaking countries, so I got some ideas, I stole some ideas from those moments. But primarily, like, I still was a firm believer during my first year that, like, Bonk and Galiciansky, they could help. Just like, this is the thing that you should add to any course. And of course, like, I saw that it doesn't work that way anymore. Maybe it worked with me. Maybe I enjoyed it, but my students are not enjoying it, so I stopped doing this. Like very slowly over these 5 years, I moved from idea like teaching grammar rather than noticing grammar and using more of chunks. Not only with young learners who are usually, they cannot grasp the meaning of grammar and grammar rules, but like to anyone. Like we don't like grammar. We like when it, like we love those wonderful schemes and tables of rules, but we don't really use them when we speak language, when we use it. So yeah, so that's why I'm moving towards lexical approach kind of naturally. It was a natural shift. So that was the thing that I definitely not stopped, but sometimes you need it, sometimes. But it's like, you know, some salt and spice that you put in your stew. Oh, what I started. Yeah, I was also, I was heavily influenced by my first boss, and she was a firm believer that you cannot use Russian at all. Like you mustn't do it. Mustn't. So it was a little bit difficult at first because I needed to grade my language, and I did not know how to do that because I hadn't had any training. But then I realized that if you have like very strict rule about not using Russian at all, like you're losing loads of opportunities because this is our native language, and we've got so many nice things that we can do with it. So actually translating something, sometimes, and not always, not constantly doing that, or showing some examples, comparing what we have in Russian and what we have in English, also helps to understand the structure and how different these languages are. So I can use it. Russian language is one of the tools in my toolbox as a teacher. So why not use it? So like I quit, no, I cannot say quit, but I generally stopped teaching grammar, and I started using Russian as a tool to teach English.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Anything? So these were like really crucial, like huge parts that are huge what would be the words? Yeah, huge things. Yeah, and language teaching. I mean, yeah. So deciding to use the L1 or switching from one approach to another. What about like I don't know, maybe some tiny things, maybe something you learned. So for example, we've been in TTT together, yeah, for the whole year.
Yeah.
We're all members of the same group. I just realized that actually we're doing the same group. So it means we saw the same teachers teach. Yeah, so we experienced the same. Maybe there is something you learned from our colleagues, and maybe something you experienced as a student and you thought, ooh, I don't like it. I mean, but something that you usually maybe do as a teacher, or maybe vice versa, something you never do, but some of our colleagues did, and you, I don't know.
Like something that I don't like as a student, but I've never had this in our TTT sessions, and I usually don't get this from my colleagues when there is only one point of view of the teacher, and like there is no other way you could like suggest anything else, even if you can prove it. So I definitely did not have this in TTT. We have a very friendly group. And yes, definitely, I really like the idea of stealing some activities or some ideas from your colleagues. That's why I firmly believe that observations are amazing. This is one of the best tools for professional development. Like if you think that you are stuck in your routine, ask your colleague, like if you're a teacherpreneur, yeah, so you don't work for some kind of a language course where you usually have some colleagues like next to you and you can ask them to visit their lessons. Ask some of your teacherpreneurs, or even like to text, I don't know, some teacher group on VK or Facebook, just to find someone who you can look at, or you can observe each other lessons, because you can get some ideas, or you can even this is the way to look on your teaching practice from other perspective, because another teacher can do some of the things that you do, and you say, it doesn't really look nice, maybe I need to change something. And it's amazing because you're reflecting on your teaching practice, so you come there not to evaluate another person, but just to reflect on yourself, on your practice. And you can steal ideas. That is great. You can adopt ideas. That's amazing. So like I adopted several ideas. I really liked the idea about the writing. I think Natasha introduced it when they were like, we had to write, I don't remember. We had to write something like using sentences, like 1 or 2 sentences from each of the people. Like we exchanged those papers, then we had to evaluate that. Not to evaluate, but give feedback. Nice. That was great. I really liked it. I even tried it with my OG group. That was a little bit difficult because that was the first time they did something like that, and they were like, "What? What are you doing?" I think there are loads of things. Like Sasha Hardinas, she introduced word wall to us.
For me,
and even before coronavirus era that we're having now, like before that, she introduced it, and I'm just like, okay, interesting thing, I might use it. Talking about like the way we change, I don't know, Anita, about you, but I thought that online learning does not exist. Like it cannot happen, like we cannot do this. And when we were forced to do it, I just realized, okay, I was wrong. Like it depends. Like this is the tool, and the way you use it, the result depends on that. So that was a huge change of mind. Like
yeah,
how many months ago? 2-3 months ago?
Yeah, I remember because our group is Moscow group. Basically, it's one of the 2 offline TTT groups. And I remember you guys were kind of reluctant when I suggested we kind of, self-isolate. And it wasn't, so everybody was like, oh, okay. But yeah, but now I think we're like, I even don't remember. I mean, I do remember the times, but it feels like we've been doing it like forever, the online thing.
Yeah.
For me, online, no, I'd like it because I used to be an online teacher about 2 years ago or something, or 3 years ago. So I started using Zoom, I think 4 years ago, maybe. I don't know, like when it was not even here yet. It wasn't, like known at all. So yeah. and now I'm still like, I have some offline, because then from online I moved to offline, because I wanted to go out, like in terms of leave my apartment, yeah, and go places. But now, like, there's a group I teach, and they texted me that they wanna they want to start, go back. We had a little break because they're in banking, and they're extremely busy, like in this time. And they texted me that they want to start again, and I'm not sure if they want to, do it online or offline, because if they want it offline again, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I can do that.
I think you can ask them, and
yeah.
just like, basically some of my students, they say, we want, like, when are you going to continue offline, because we're paying for offline, we don't want you online. And basically, if they're going to, so now they stop doing this thing because it's kind of prolonged.
Mm-hmm.
But to be honest, I cannot leave my apartment, I think, till the end of June. Not because I don't want to, but I kind of have to.
Okay, I'm not asking why. Maybe.
No, I think it's kind of obvious why. Just like because of some of my relatives, they got this how can we say, like, not fashionable disease, but kind of like, it's very popular right now. So.
Okay. So you got. Oh, I see. Okay, you have time to learn then. and teach. Thank you very much for joining me. So like, you can see that even in 5 years of, like, very fresh, like newly born teacher, in 5 years you can shift from doing something to doing something else. Do you think you'll ever go back? So maybe you'll have a look at teaching grammar, and do you think that one day you'll be doing it more again?
Who knows? If I just like, you never know how you're going to change, when you're going to change, and what is going to happen. Because partially, I think we're also driven by some kind of fashion that we have. Like, still you're influenced by those, like maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years ago, like, lexical approach was like, whoa, lexical approach. Now I can see some rise in TBL, PBL, like, it's kind of like more teachers are interested in that. Yeah. So I don't know, maybe it's going to change, maybe it's not, but I'm looking forward to meeting the new person I become in a year. That's going to be amazing. And I'm looking forward to meeting Anita in a year, and to see, like, and maybe to ask you next time, maybe I'm going to interview you to ask, how has your teaching changed over time?
Okay, maybe. By the way, like, to see the new Anita in a year, I'm teaching right now our group. I think I don't remember you last Wednesday.
Sorry. I had loads of stuff to do, but I promise that I'm going to be this Wednesday with you.
Super. Yeah, it's also, like, for me to see how I changed this year. Yeah, because last time I taught was last June, more or less the same group. So so all feedback is welcome. And about myself, how I changed my teaching principles and beliefs, I'll be very happy if you do the interview with me, but this Friday I'm going to share it anyway. Yeah, so some of the ideas.
Okay.
But maybe next year. Yeah, okay.
Maybe. But I'm really interested to hear, just like a sneak peek right now, how has Anita changed?
Massively. I think the biggest change for me is that I stopped believing there is just one right way of teaching, So that's why I'm trying to be. I like the lexical approach. I like not the lexical approach is the lexical way of perceiving the language. I must say, like, even softer. And I didn't really, like, when we started TTT, I didn't want to impose this approach on anybody. But I'm kind of doing it. I mean, we're not imposing it, but we're teaching and speaking, and with all those webinars and everything. Yeah, so we're telling people about the approach. But still, if there is somebody doing something differently, I don't really mind, because different things work for different teachers. And if you really believe in what you're doing, and why, so you do this. So there can be different ways, and your students will benefit from that. So that's
totally agree. I cannot add anything else. Just like you're speaking my thoughts. That's great.
because we're in the same community, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just like, I think we're not just on the same in the same community, we're in the same wavelength. It's like we're tuned kind of in the same way.
Yeah, so see you this Wednesday and then see you in a year. Yeah, to repeat this kind of.
I see you this Wednesday, next Wednesday, in a Wednesday, and I hope to see you as regularly as we can meet. Definitely, something like this. Okay, it's like I'm very happy to see you because you're a sunny person. That's what I can say. Yay.
Yay. Thank you very much. Have a great Monday, week, life, everything. So,
have a great life, just like it sounds a little bit like, never gonna see you again. Bye. Have a nice life.
Because I woke up at 7, it's already like, a bit weird already. Thank you very much for joining me. By the way, today, just a reminder to you, we have this like, oh my God, our webinar for TTT Year 2, Psychology for English Teachers. So don't forget to be there and remind your group about that.
What time is it? What time is it?
3:30. Yeah, we had a little change in the schedule for Year 2. Yeah,
great.
And I'm doing a webinar on online teaching for Year 1 at 1:30. If you're watching this, see you very soon. Lots of webinars today. Thank you for joining me. See you.
See you.
Yeah, you say goodbye, and then I say goodbye to you, and I'll stay for a minute to finish.
Okay, so goodbye.
Goodbye. I'm disconnecting you.
Okay.
All right. So, so this week is a little bit different from all the other weeks because I'll be having guests on. So today, tomorrow, on Wednesday, and on Thursday, it's all guest time. So we have several participants. So we have TTT participants and our friends. So Yulia, we just talked. She's been with us for a year since the very beginning. She's the moderator of my group, the group I'm studying at. Wednesday offline, Moscow group, now online, and tomorrow we have one more teacher, new participant of Teachers Teach Teachers, Ksenia. On Wednesday, we'll be talking with Polina Kwardik, and on Thursday, Lena Sarnavska. So these are like our friends of the project or participants of the project. I'm really curious what they have to share. And on Friday, I'm gonna say about myself, how my principles and things I do have changed, how they might change, and why they changed. Good morning. Thank you very much for joining me. See you tomorrow.